guys, this is the September portion of my reading log. As always, I'm back again, like clockwork. Just this time, I'm filming this October 3rd. It's gonna be a while before it releases because I have other videos scheduled and whatnot. But like, I'm on time for once. Someone give me some credit because this is, we worked for this. But the first book I'm going to be talking about is Icebreakers by Hannah Grace. I read this August 22nd to September 28th of 2023. And that should tell you my thoughts because it's a trashy romance novel. We know I consume those just within a day. So yeah, this wasn't the vibe. So this story follows a girl who's a ice skater and a guy who's a hockey player, and shenanigans happen to where their lives intertwine a little bit, and then lo and behold, they end up together. Now, the main thing about this is, one, the writing style didn't really sit right with me, but this is a book written by a female, but it feels like it is entirely the male gaze. The girls in this book are so heavily sexualized, and I'm not against that. I love a bit of female sexualization too. Like, we know that, right? But, balance. Everything must be balanced. But it was in the way that was just kind of gross and didn't kind of sit right with me. And then, especially since the men weren't treated like that either, and it's a romance novel primarily targeted towards women, like, okay. Primarily straight women, so I'm like, But, yeah, and I mean, I don't know, the characters are fairly insufferable as well. That's a huge problem with romance novels because if at least like one of them's gotta be pretty down to earth, but both of them were, no, I just no. And like, they all make really stupid decisions, and I don't feel like any of it's really realistic. I mean, what do I know? I'm not in these areas of life, but it's just, yeah, it's not good. So my notes, there was a song playlist at the beginning that, I guess maybe she wrote some of it too, just reminds you of the book, which did include a Sabrina Carpenter song, Ariana, Dua Lipa, Doja, SZA, Taylor. So that's probably the best part, and some of those songs I didn't like either. I'm just listing off the ones that I do. But then yeah, the writing style, I mean, I put this down. I don't know if it's, maybe the right thing to comment about, but every character in this book has like the widest name humanly possible. Like, there wasn't really any effort in naming these characters. I mean, like, it's what you would expect. You did have like for science in there a little bit, and that was kind of funny. That wasn't bad. Then yeah, I mean, you have the title of the book thrown in. We love a little bit of that. But like, you got a lot of whole life management, the mental is slow, and then like everything I've already said. So I had high hopes for this. When I got it, the cashier who was checking me out said it was one of her favorite books. And that got me excited. I had seen a lot of really good stuff online about it. And then I read it. Very slowly. And I disagree. So here we are. But yeah, you can skip. If you want some good romance recommendations, I can give you some better ones, including our next book, which you might know I'm getting at. It's not a novel, but it is trashy romance. That being Lovesick, Ellie, Volume 7. Now, I read this September 8th of 2023. It's by Fujimomo, and obviously this is the continuation of the same series that I've been talking about for a while now, obviously, since we're on Volume 7. So you know it's about you know the dealio. But you have Omi being really protective in this. You have like the other male lead really needs to just like chill out, and you know, he slowly does. Then you know, you have some of, you know, their besties who you're kind of wondering they're gonna get together. They have a little bit of development. And then Ellie and Omi are like really touching this book too, but it's sweet, it's cute, it's the continuation of everything we know and love, unlike. So that being said, we move on to, oh wow, did you guess? Lovesick Ellie Volume 8? Yeah, also by Fujimomo. I read this September 8th to September 28th, not for any lack of not liking it, just timing wise. Obviously, continuation. You have Omi really caring about the future and getting to meet Ellie's parents right and doing everything right because he wants to have that future, which is just like so sweet. This is such a green flag, and this book is just green flags. You have more development to their relationship and them kind of like testing the waters and stuff, but green flags all around, unlike the other book. But yep, we love, we stand, we live, okay? The next book we got was a Kindle book, and I had to read this for my lit class in college, but it's How Poetry Can Change Your Heart by Andrea Gibson and Megan Falley, something like that. I read this September 11th, 2023. That's sad. It goes into what poetry is. There's a list of poetic questions that I answered, but I don't have the questions with me, so it doesn't really do much good. You have the benefits of reading poetry. You have how you can travel through reading to different ideas and lands and all that stuff. You have the beauty of being specific. Being specific can relate more than just being vague for more people. In regards to like what you struggle with and that type of thing. And then they also go into slam poetry, and I'm not really a slam poetry gal. I don't think it's right to judge art and push art against each other. It's just not something I really believe in, and that's kind of what slam poetry does. Overall, this book was meh. I like poetry. I'll get into that. Let me know if they're saying if you want me to cover some poetry, because I can. But it's, you have to accept that it's not for everyone. I truly believe there is something for everyone within any given genre, and that includes poetry. But if they don't like the vast majority of it, you can't expect people to try and go find the little bit that they would like. I feel like the best way to do that is through exposure of a bunch of different things, which this book does not do. I think having an anthology of a bunch of different poetry would have been more effective and more beneficial. But what do I know? I just know that's how it worked with me, because I got to read some Dickinson and then it's like, oh, and then we know the spiral. I've made the 1860s opera gown, we know. But yeah, so I mean, I don't think it's particularly a beneficial book. I feel like it sounded a bit patronizing for if you aren't a big poetry reader. It's like, well, why don't you like this? Here's all the things to like, so you're stupid for not liking it, and I just don't think it's that black and white and that simple. But, you know, maybe I do need some redemption. Maybe I need to do some poetry on this channel. Because I sound like I'm trashing it, but I've read poetry myself. I've technically published a poem, but it's not, you can't expect everyone to like everything and then treat your readers like they're stupid for it. And that's kind of where I came across with it. Like, there's some good things about it that definitely point out the good things of poetry, but it's also the delivery that I think wasn't executed great. The next book I read was Light Carries On by Nadine from September 25th, 2023. And this I also had to read for lit class, but it was very different, and this I actually enjoyed. So this is a graphic novel that released apparently recently. Apparently she assigned it without having read it, which is very, very brave, especially with the contents of this book. You definitely couldn't get away with assigning this in high school. This book also has a playlist in the front. The music is less my taste than the other playlists we discussed, but I think the playlist fits the vibe of the book better than the other one does. And then the art style took me a little while to get used to, but it is really cool in its own right. And then, yeah, so this, I guess I should get into what this book's about. So this story follows these two characters, one who's in modern day and the other who comes back as a ghost to, you know, haunt him, not really, but they kind of go through why he hasn't been laid to rest, and they both unearth some of their problems as they go through this journey to figure out what happened, why did he die, because it's sketchy, you know? We go through the ghosty guy's past toxic relationship and how that affected him. There is a little bit of time skip plot holes within this. There's just like, but like, that's what you expect, but like, it is what it is. Their friendship is really sweet. Their relationship is really sweet. I don't think I've ever seen two characters like them specifically, especially be together. So it's just really interesting to see. It's definitely a different take, and it's cool. It's just, I haven't read anything like it, so I definitely enjoyed it. But I'm a graphic novel girly, so. But I'm also a poetry girly, so you know, I'm just way more specific with that than this, but it's good. Definitely would come in. And you know, that's all I got for September. But I do have October, and I finished one book that I love and adore from a series I love and adore. We all know that I love and adore this series. So, but after finishing Bad Romance, I needed to kind of rewrite with something that I knew would make me happy and just my heart flutter a little bit, and it's just so sweet. So I love that book. Anyways, we'll get to that when we get to it. And then I'm also started another book that hopefully you'll be excited to hear about as well. And then besides that, will probably just be more required reading. But yeah, until then, bye.